What is up, everybody? I am back again this week with another video, and it's not quite spring yet, but the weather is really warming up right now. So what I thought I would do is talk about a few things, some spring maintenance if you will, but some things that I feel like everybody should remember to do before they get back out and start riding on a consistent basis. And these really aren't going to be in any particular order. It's just however they pop up in my mind is what I'm going to talk about. So the first thing that's going to be obvious is you're going to need to change your oil, regardless of if your bike has been sitting all winter or if you've been riding it through the winter. You need to go ahead and change that, get some fresh in there. The next thing, and I guess this one is kind of optional, because if you stored your bike for the winter, you really should have done this already. But if you've been riding it like I have, you probably want to just go ahead and wash your bike. Get everything nice and clean, get any of that caked mud off of there. I'm probably not going to wash mine for another couple of weeks because it's been raining quite a lot here. So anytime I get out and ride, it just keeps getting muddy. So one is kind of optional, just depending on how dirty your bike is. And then this is a good time to check your chain. Now, I just did a video a couple weeks ago where I tightened my chain up. So if you don't know how to do that, I'll put a link somewhere so you can go in there and see how to do that. But this is a very good time. Go ahead and check that. Make sure your chain is tight before you get out and start riding. The next thing you want to do is you want to check your tires. You want to make sure that you have good air pressure in both your front and your back tire. Especially if it's been sitting all winter, you really want to check those. And I can't actually tell you what the tire pressure should be, because just as a personal preference, I like to run with my tires a little bit soft, just because of the trails and the rocks, the areas where I ride. I just prefer to have a little bit of a softer tire. But you do want to check your tires, make sure you have good, adequate pressure in them. Now is also a good time to check your air filter and probably clean it. Now with the air filter that I have, it's just the stock air filter. I don't have any sort of cleaning solution or oil to put on it. I just take it off and kind of blow it out with the air compressor. And I plan on getting a new air filter here pretty soon. So I'll talk about all that probably in another video. And right now it's a good idea to just take the time and go through each and every nut and bolt on your bike and make sure that it's nice and tight. I'm talking literally everything. You want to do your axles, especially on your exhaust, down at the bottom, your head pipe, where your exhaust connects to your engine. You really want to check those and make sure they're nice and tight, because those really like to come loose when you're riding because of all the vibration. So you're going to get in there, make sure all those are nice and tight. And the next thing is to check your handlebars and probably adjust them. I know I do a lot of riding in a lot of rougher areas, lots of rocks, lots of hills. My handlebars tend to shift a little bit over time. Nothing dramatic, but tend to shift a little bit out of place. And when I'm riding consistently, I don't really notice it as much, and more than likely I've just gotten used to the little bit of the shift. But after being off of my bike for a while and getting back on, I can really feel a difference. So right now is the perfect time to just go ahead and readjust them and get them back where I want them, and then make sure they're tight. Like I said earlier, in a previous video, I tightened my chain and I put lots of chain lubricant on there, but probably going to put some more on there before I start really riding again. You can never have too much of that. So make sure you have plenty on there. Maybe if your clutch cable needs a little bit of WD-40, just again from sitting through the winter and not getting much use. You want to put some on there as well. And then I guess the last thing would really be to drain and put some fresh gas in your tank. Now depending on if you stored your bike or if you rode it through the winter, it's always a good idea to just drain that old gas out of there and then put some new fresh in the tank. And if you guys don't know how to do that, let me know and I'll make a short little video on how to do that as well. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I know a lot of this stuff is just really just common sense stuff, but maybe I've talked about something that you hadn't really thought about. Okay guys, so thank you for watching this video.